Hello, Pat here, and my doggy Bach. Good to see you again. It's been a few months. A lot happened, hadn't there, in these last, whatever it's been. If you're wondering, I'm fine. I hope you're doing well. I've been exercising Revelation chapter 13. This is the patience and faith of the set aside ones, which is what a saint is. Doesn't mean you're perfect or sinless or anything like that. It just means you're kind of set aside. There's a purpose, right? And it's coming. The testimony will go out. So we're going to need an abundant amount of patience and faith in these coming weeks and months. I'm not going to say years. I just rewatched it just for a refresher course, and as always, I will put a link in the description, and I ask you to do the same, just for a refresher of where we left off. Now, I've done two very recent videos, both with the intent of using AI for something good instead of evil. It's like most things. It can go either way. Just depends on how you use it. A car can be. How about my favorite one? You haven't heard this one in a couple years. A fire can warm your house in the winter on a cold winter day, or it can burn it down. Same fire, depending on how you use it. I'll leave you that for my thought for the day, my non-scriptural thought for the day. But back to what we focus on. I started this Student of the Last Days in the early going of January 2020. I just had a gnawing bad feeling, and it wouldn't go away. And I felt I needed to do something to help my brothers and sisters, and not knowing at the time that it would also help me greatly. And it has. And most of the videos, with a few exceptions of ones that's been taken down, but those, for the most part, are still available on my website, welcomehome777.com, where eventually that may be the only thing left. But that's a site that I control, and it's a little harder to censor, let's put it that way. So, as I've asked you to review that video, I think it's called something like When They Say Peace and Safety, Sudden Destruction Will Come. It's a little less than a year old. At the time, just a quick refresher, and there's something I want to clarify. I wish I would have been a little clearer about. I said they were talking about parting the land. Netanyahu hadn't been reinstated yet. And some other guy, Bennett, I think was his name, had just left. And we had some interim guy running Israel, kind of on a temporary basis until they got their act together. And he was talking about making a deal and parting the land for peace. And of course, I pointed out that God said, don't part the land. That still stands to this day, by the way. I thought at the time it looked like maybe he was going to do it. I said maybe. I didn't know we would have to watch, and watch we did, and no, that didn't happen. I mentioned that wars and rumors of war continue all the way through the end during that video and many prior episodes. As long as there's wicked people, and I believe this is Isaiah, we've covered it before in past episodes. As long as there's wickedness upon the earth, there is no lasting peace. There's one coming that will claim peace and make a peace covenant, but it's not real. It's fake, just like he is a fake. And that's coming. We haven't got quite there yet, but I do think this. Oh, by the way, I missed what I've always done. This is October 12th, 2023. It's 5:18 p.m. Mountain Time. And the point I started to make and failed to make was that ominous feeling came back, is why I've come back to you to talk to you face to face once again. There's plenty of reasons for an ominous feeling this time. They're more obvious than they was the first time. First time they turned out to be, we entered COVID, and we had that disaster, and all that. I don't want to relive that, do you? But now here we are, and it's wars and rumors of war. But these are biblical wars. These is prophecy fulfilling war, which means to me one thing for certain. We're entering the year of recompenses. And keep in mind, even though the children, I live in the United States, many of my brothers and sisters do, not all, some in other parts of the world, including Australia, United Kingdom, France, so on and so forth. Hello. We're all perilous times. We're entering the year of recompenses. Though we children sometimes forget who we are, the enemy knows exactly who we are and where we are. And this conflict will by no means stay confined to the Middle East. These savages, and I make no apologies for calling them that, these executioners will come after us no matter where we are. And I'm not saying that to scare you. Fear not. We have the victory. No weapon formed against us will prosper. Remember that one. No weapon formed against you will prosper. I'm not saying people won't die, but they can only kill. The worst they can do is kill our flesh. That's nothing compared to. They can't kill your soul. And that's what we have to guard. Because that is our life, our soul. So, whatever happens, if they kill me, they kill me. Like I said during COVID, hey, if I get sick and die, just remember that I love you and that I'm not gone. Because 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, the point of that chapter was not we're going to fly away. The point was, if you believe that Jesus Christ died on the cross and rose from the dead, then your loved ones that are asleep, that have passed on, they're with him too. That they did too. And you have to believe that. And I do believe that. So if Hamas, which is in the Bible, Genesis chapter 6, for one, violence, it's translated violence in English. The Hebrew word is Hamas. That's what it is. And Hamas has reared its ugly head, has it not? And as Osama bin Laden once said, he said he would bring death to all the houses of Israel. And he had attacked the United States. And many were saying, why the United States? Well, we're not Israel. It's too bad. It's too bad so many people still believe the lie that the 10 tribes are lost. The enemy didn't lose them. God didn't lose them. It's known where they're at. And the enemy knows. So fear not, but it's imminent. And all these things written, here's the good news. It will be much easier now, going forward, to interpret the Bible. I admit, very often the Bible can be difficult. That's why it helps to have someone on your side, by your side, that's willing to tell you the truth. Like the king of Babylon's coming. He's coming. He's going to make a peace deal. And then he's good. Then he fails to keep it. And then the end will come. And it ends not with nuclear bombs. That's the other thing. I started to say it. Took me a while to get back to it. I've made the circular loop, and now I'm back to the original point I wanted to make. What I wasn't clear, I wish I would have been clearer in the peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes. We're getting to the destruction part now, aren't we? They said peace and safety, that's past. That was approximately a year ago. Now here we are. The destruction is coming. It came suddenly, did it not? sudden and unexpected. That's the same way Antichrist shows up. It's going to be a sad day when millions of Christians worship him and party, just like the foot of the calf, just like the foot of the golden calf when Moses was gone. And the priest was right in the middle of forming the false god. And the false god is coming. The king of Babylon. Lucifer is his name. He's coming. And he will come in peacefully, which is something a lot of people are going to be wanting by the time he gets here. And prosperously, something else that will be missing, is and will be missing, that's going to sound good. And it will be a temporary peace deal, which will cause a lot of people to rejoice and worship him. Don't do it, brothers and sisters. Please, I beg you, don't do it. If they say he's in the desert or in the secret chamber, don't go. He's a fake. If you're still in the flesh, pinch yourself. Then that means 1 Thessalonians. Pardon me. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 50 through 54 has not come to pass yet. That's at the last trump, the seventh trump. It's like Genesis chapter 6 said. We're all the way back to the times of Noah. And God said to Noah, I'm paraphrasing, the days of flesh on the earth are finished. I'm going to destroy it. God doesn't need a nuclear bomb. Now I really am going to make the point I've been trying to make. I wish I would have been clearer when I was talking about war, and I talked about in that peace and safety, and then sudden destruction comes. I mentioned that 8 months prior to that, even Rumble took one of my videos down for saying there wasn't going to be a nuclear war. Some twisted my words and said I was preaching peace and no war would come. I never said that. I said, as Hollywood, and I wish I would have been clearer, this is what I was trying to say. An extinction level nuclear holocaust is not how it ends. And I couldn't find the words at the time, so there. That's what I was attempting to get across, and I stand by that. An extinction level, the human race is not exterminated with nuclear bombs. That's not how it ends. God has hailstones reserved or even mentioned in the book of Job about the hailstones reserved for the end. It mentions it out toward the end of the book of Job. God himself asked Job if he had seen those hailstones. They're recorded in Ezekiel 38 and 39, which were not there yet. These wars, it's triggered, it's starting. It's not the last two wars that God himself fights, but it is biblical prophecy being fulfilled. There, I think I finally got it said clear. As Hollywood has put in your head that the earth ends in nuclear holocaust, that is a lie. It ends suddenly with large hailstones and Christ returning with his army. And it doesn't take them long to get the job done. And all flesh is gone at that time because we change. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 50 through 54. That's what brings an end to the flesh. And God does it. He doesn't need a nuclear bomb. Now, going forward, what can you expect now? I do believe we're in the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. That's Isaiah 34. I believe it's verse 8. But read the whole chapter of Isaiah 34. That controversy of Zion is also mentioned. Get ready, write this down. Jeremiah 25 and Jeremiah 29. So you have 3 witnesses to the controversy of Zion. It lasts 1 year total. That's how long the time of Noah lasted. I took a little extra time to go through it really carefully. 377 days is what the whole thing was. That was our type. And I think it's pretty clear to me the clock started ticking just this week. So The year of recompenses and the day of vengeance is upon us. The rest of the Bible prophecy concerning the flesh age, this age that we're living in now, will be fulfilled in this generation and in this coming year of recompenses. And then we'll change. Make sure you read that. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 50 through 54. I will occasionally come back and talk to you in person. I will continue to make some videos for Student of the Last Days using AI for good instead of evil. But from time to time, I will come and talk to you face to face. Brothers and sisters, I love you, and you know that, or I wouldn't do this. And please, if you would, watch that. Now that I hope you will follow the link in the description. Even though that video is about a year old, I think you'll get a lot out of it. I really do. And then we'll pick it up from here, okay? If you get a chance, watch my 2 previous videos too that I just put up in the last couple of days. And we're going to watch Bible prophecy be fulfilled within our eyes. It'll be, eventually some of us will talk to the king of Babylon face to face. That's written. It won't be us that speaks, so it will be the Holy Spirit. I hope I'm a chosen one that gets to participate in that. I don't know. It's not my business. That's God's business. But that's what I'm hoping and praying for. And I love each and every one of you. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you next time.